Welcome to PTM News Star, and today we have some sizzling and trending news to share with you. The cold legend of YuLong. The name YuLong evokes images of icy precision, a man with deep, calculating, yet unreadable eyes. Born into a disciplined family, with a stern father and a silent mother, he absorbed strictness like a second skin. For him, life was a series of rules, calculations, and self-imposed solitude. Even in high school, he existed on the fringes, a solitary figure whose presence quietly commanded attention but offered no reciprocation. His desk, always pristine, resembled a military barracks more than a student's corner, a subtle testament to his uncompromising order. Most believed YuLong would forever remain untouchable, a fortress against the unpredictability of human connection. He was a man who neither sought nor believed in warmth, measuring emotions like variables and viewing affection as a luxury he could scarcely afford. Then she appeared, Meimei, like a faint spark in the monochromatic world he had meticulously built. Her laughter was chaotic, her presence unpredictable, yet irresistibly captivating. She slowly dismantled his defenses, not with force, but with the quiet persistence of being herself. For the first time, YuLong experienced the subtle tremors of emotion, the gentle disruption of a life previously governed solely by reason. What followed was not a dramatic revelation or an instant transformation. It was the quiet evolution of a man learning the fragile beauty of connection, the warmth of trust, and the subtle strength of opening his heart to someone. In a world where YuLong was a legend of cold rationality, she became the unexpected spark, proving that even the hardest hearts could change. As this chapter of the story closes, the lesson lingers. Resilience can be beautiful, but vulnerability can be revolutionary. It seems even the coldest legend holds the potential for warmth. Yet, Meimei's arrival was like a gentle crack shattering the coral walls of an island long abandoned. YuLong didn't pursue her with theatrics or grand gestures. Instead, he offered a quiet, unforced smile, profoundly human. Through that simplicity, paired with the gentlest actions, he began to melt her guarded silence. When he whispered, "Your smile is beautiful," it wasn't merely a compliment but a key softly unlocking the door to her long-closed heart. For the first time, he saw himself differently. He realized he was worthy of love, that he, too, could be cherished and shine in another's eyes. Their encounters wove into the fabric of daily life, chance meetings in school hallways, quiet walks on the playground after rain, silent exchanges in the library under the glow of lamplight. Each moment became a silent witness to the slow blooming of a bond neither anticipated. Meimei's gestures were never loud but profoundly impactful. A warm cup of milk placed in his cold hands, her quiet companionship when irritability darkened his mood, these moments spoke volumes. Her warmth didn't announce itself but built layer by layer until it became indispensable. Even in the kitchen, the ordinary became sacred. The clatter of pots, his soft humming, the faint aroma of food, all blended into an intimate universe, a fragile sanctuary belonging only to them. What began as two lonely souls colliding became a lesson in quiet revolution. Love doesn't always blaze like fire. Sometimes it seeps through cracks like water, shaping stone and transforming even the coldest legends into something deeply human. Standing at the threshold, YuLong looked at her with an unnameable gaze. A wave of unfamiliar emotions surged within him, longing, belonging, rediscovering something he thought lost forever. What started as distant curiosity had become anticipation. He found himself eagerly awaiting each encounter, each fleeting moment together. Gradually, the man once obsessed with order and discipline began making time for her, planning small surprises, gestures showing how deeply she had woven herself into his life. Their love wasn't a sudden blaze. Instead, it grew like a young tree in spring, quiet, unhurried, yet steadfast. Its roots deepened with each glance, each gentle silence. Through this, YuLong uncovered a profound truth. Love doesn't demand grandiose declarations or fervent gestures. It lives in the subtle, in overlooked details, in fragile but enduring warmth, impossible to part with. For a man long tethered to work, this lesson was life-changing. YuLong, often returning home past midnight, was greeted by a ritual both simple and touching. Meimei waiting with a warm cup of milk, sometimes a note reminding him to rest, not to let exhaustion consume him. These seemingly small acts became anchors of comfort. When illness struck, she stayed by his side, sleepless, her quiet devotion echoing louder than any vow. Through her, the work-obsessed man found peace. Through him, the vibrant girl learned that even the iciest hearts could soften. Together, they built not a fairy tale, but a haven of ordinary moments elevated into something extraordinary, a testament that sometimes, love is not fire, but light. At night, when darkness twisted his sleep into relentless nightmares, Yang Meimei would gently hold his hand. Those gestures, quiet yet resolute, were like sunlight piercing thick clouds, gradually breaking through the icy armor he had worn for so long. To the outside world, YuLong remained untouchable, a commanding man, all sharp edges and distance. But only she knew the gentler truth. At home, the stern CEO revealed himself as something closer to a big cat, distant at first glance, but profoundly tender once trust was earned. Her affection showed in the smallest details. When anger unsettled him, she shyly offered small gifts. When work piled high, she quietly organized his papers, her hands moving with unspoken understanding. In turn, he learned that care wasn't instinct but something cultivated, patiently, steadily, through her presence. Their love didn't stem from grand gestures but from the steady rhythm of two lives in tandem. Most touching was how these rituals became routine, not chance. He wasn't one to show warmth naturally, but he grew accustomed to it, guided by her patience. She matured into a resilient, gentle partner, forging a bond with him like a long-distance race, enduring and unshakable. Sometimes, coming home late, YuLong would find her hunched over a manuscript under lamplight and instinctively drape a jacket over her shoulders. Other times, he'd leave work early, stopping by their favorite shop to casually bring home her favorite dessert as if it were nothing. Yet these were far from ordinary, they were the building blocks of a fortress of trust. To friends, they seemed like parallel lines, one cold, one diligent. In truth, they had quietly intertwined. A tender, thoughtful partner, their contrast became their greatest allure. His quiet patience softened her edges, while her resolve fortified his once lonely world. Between them grew an unspoken rhythm, like a secret melody weaving through the ordinary moments of daily life. The simple phrase, "Welcome home, my love," carried weight beyond sentiment. For Yang Meimei, it wasn't just a greeting but an invitation, a silent key unlocking the deepest corners of her heart. In public, he maintained his calm, reserved image under the spotlight. But when life slipped naturally from his lips, it revealed what no script could capture, an intimacy forged over years, through trust, through sincerity. Audiences were captivated. They dissected every glance, every tone, every small gesture. What they uncovered wasn't a meticulously staged performance but the raw truth of vulnerability. Yang Meimei, once a conqueror of hearts, now appeared as a clumsy, tender young man lost in love. This reversal touched hearts, reshaping perceptions of cold men. Distance doesn't erase warmth, it conceals it until the right person arrives. The resonance was profound. Fans admitted they didn't crave grandiose declarations but the security of such quiet devotion. If even Yang Meimei could whisper, "My wife is coming home soon," perhaps this tender version of love wasn't out of reach. Their relationship was never perfect. They argued, misunderstood, compromised, and reconciled. But each embrace after conflict, each meaningful surprise, became the foundation for something enduring. In these raw, imperfect moments, their love took root, weathering storms yet thriving. The lesson, simple yet timeless, the smallest gestures often carry the deepest emotional weight, reminding us that true love isn't a grand performance but daily devotion and sincerity. What do you think of today's content? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated on exclusive news about your favorite dramas. Thank you so much for watching.